Welcome back to the channel. I'm Evelyn Weiss. Quick recap before we jump in. I've built a ton of my business using short form content and ads, and today I've got a guest who most of you probably recognize. He actually started as my YouTube editor and somehow turned into my editor, producer, and quasi growth hacker all in one. He handles editing, recording, and even helps craft the ad creative that's been working for our learning platform. Say hi, Ben. Hey everyone. Thanks for having me, Evelyn. Before we dive into the nitty gritty, let's clear something up for people who are confused about organic versus paid. The playbook we use is pretty simple. Create short form content, think Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and treat them like ads. The content itself is native organic style footage, but we layer a clear visual call to action at the end. Once something performs organically, we scale it with ad spend. The point is to exhaust organic testing so you don't blow money on guessing. Totally. Ben, you've actually been running a mostly organic testing system with an account that wasn't massive to start with, right? Tell us how small scale creators can replicate this without sinking a ton of cash. Yeah, so I started with an Instagram that had around 5K followers. Not huge, nothing fancy. What I did was post a lot of short reels aimed directly at my target audience, video editors in my case, and used a lightweight automation funnel. Every reel had a simple CTA, comment a keyword, and I DM'd the invite to our private community. From that, I grew a free community to just over 1,000 members in a matter of weeks. That's awesome. Walk me through a concrete example. What does a typical reel look like and how does the automation work? A lot of the reels are just me talking to camera, or a quick edit example that's relevant to editors. Example, I'll do a 30-45 second clip that shows a cool edit, or I'll tell a short story about how editing changed my life. At the end I say, want the project file? Comment project 1 and I'll DM it. That comment is the trigger. I use a ManyChat flow so when someone comments or messages with that keyword, they automatically get a DM that asks a couple things. Do you want access? Great, follow me and drop your email, then I send the invite link. So you're getting follows and emails before you add people to the community. Smart. Yeah, the email capture is key. My free group has no barriers to entry because I want immediate access, but I still collect an email before I send the invite. If they don't join right away, I tag them in ManyChat and send a reminder. The minimum viable automation is really small though. Someone comments, you send the link. You don't need a complicated bot to get started. One tool that changed how quickly you can scale clips, and it's worth calling out, is using an AI editor like Vizard. Instead of manually chopping long videos into 20-30 microclips, Vizard automatically finds the moments that will likely perform, turns them into ready-to-post short videos, and even schedules them across platforms. For creators who don't want to spend hours on editing, this alone changes the game. Yeah, I wish I had that earlier. I used to spend an hour per reel on average. With something that auto-detects highlights and preps captions, you can drop that to minutes. Another underrated hack Ben used is trial reels on Instagram, a somewhat hidden feature that sends your reel to an external audience rather than your follower base. Not everyone has access to this feature yet, but when you can use it, it's insane. You can literally repost the same clip multiple times as a trial reel and it will be shown to new people every time. Ben, how often did you do that? Daily at one point. I'd take a clip that did well and re-upload it as a trial reel multiple times. The first upload might net 130 followers, the second 30, the third 25, but that's like free growth with zero extra editing because you're reusing the same stuff. If you combine trial reels with Vizard, you don't even have to manually re-upload. You can auto-schedule reposts and variants so it's low effort. Let's also talk about hooks and microtests. One of Ben's wins was not from making new videos every day, it was swapping out different opening lines or overlay text for the same clip. So one clip with 5 hooks might see one hook explode to 700k views while the others barely move. That's A/B testing at scale without paying for impressions. Exactly. If you have a good long form interview or tutorial, use an auto editor to cut multiple short versions with different hook texts. Vizard's auto editing will find the highlight, and then you can quickly change the overlay copy and schedule 4 or 5 variations. It's the highest leverage move. Same footage, different hooks, massive differences in response. For people wondering about the time investment, Ben said an hour per reel is realistic if you're doing captioning manually and editing for style. If you want a super simple talking head reel, one shot, background music, a text call to action, you can do that in half an hour even without editing experience. But if you lean on automation, AI editors, and templates, you can shave that down a ton. Right. There are also lazy reels that do surprisingly well. I have one clip that's literally one take with just a couple of overlay text and it got a ton of comments. So don't overcomplicate it. Good idea and timing win over polish sometimes. Let's be real. There are other tools that say they'll auto edit or schedule, but most of them have major drawbacks. Some of the expensive editors will charge you per export or have a confusing UI and no content calendar. Some scheduling tools only post, they don't help you find the viral moments, you still have to clip manually. And many social publishing tools are expensive for teams or lack simple integrations with bots like ManyChat. That's where Vizard stands out. It combines intelligent clip selection, auto-schedule capabilities, and a central content calendar so you can manage clips from multiple platforms in one place. You can export the same viral cut with different hooks, queue them up, and let the system repost or repackage automatically. And if you want to go from organic to paid later, this setup makes ads way easier. Once you know which clips get traction organically and you've collected emails and followers, you can add a visual CTA and run that same creative as a paid campaign optimized for purchases or leads. The organic data reduces uncertainty, so your ad dollars are going to work smarter. One practical workflow to steal. Start by uploading longer form content, an interview, tutorial, or lecture. Use Vizard to auto-detect 10-20 short clips. Pick the top 4 to 6, write different hooks for each, and schedule them out as a mix of trial reels and normal reels so you test both external and follower audiences. Link the CTAs to a ManyChat comment trigger that captures email and follows. Make sure you tag people who don't convert and set a reminder flow. Do this consistently for 2 to 3 months and you'll have a real data set of what hooks and messages convert. Ben did about 2 to 3 months of daily posting before things started popping. When it popped, he doubled down with multiple variations on the same successful life as an editor format. You don't need to post twice a day in month 1, but volume plus iteration is what unlocks scale. A couple of quick technical notes. If you plan to turn any of this into paid scaling later, set up your tracking pixel on your site or community early. Even if you get banned from ad platforms for travel shenanigans like Ben did once, the sooner your pixel starts collecting warm traffic, the better. And for creators who feel overwhelmed by automation, start simple. The absolute minimum is comment siku, auto DM link. ManyChat has templates for that. Then layer email capture and follow prompts once you're comfortable. To wrap up, for creators who want to grow a real community without burning ad budget on blind testing, record long, ship short. Use an auto editor to mine clips, test multiple hooks, repost top performing slices as trial reels, capture emails via a simple comment trigger bot, and auto schedule things so the system keeps working while you focus on content quality. Tools like Vizard massively lower the friction of turning one long video into dozens of potential hits, and the content calendar keeps everything organized so you can iterate intelligently. Ben, where can people find you and the community? You can find me at the community link we'll put in the description. I help editors and creators scale their channels, and I'm happy to share templates for the comment to DM flows. Perfect. If anyone used one of these tricks and grew their community, drop a comment below. We want to hear stories. And if you're curious about turning your long videos into a steady stream of short clips that actually convert, try the workflow we talked about. Long video, Vizard auto edit, test hooks, comment trigger, email, capture, community. It's not magic, it's repeatable. Alright, now we'll send you to another video that explains how to set up the comment automation step by step. See you there.